The story of Jonathan Majors is going on. And, while I really don't give a crap about people's personal lives and the private drama that goes on and the TMZ bullshit, the reality is when there are stories that are going on that do have a looming direct impact on the movies and shows that we will see, it's something that we need to talk about. The Jonathan Majors thing has been going on. Now, for those of you who may not have been keeping up with this, here's the basic gist of it, okay? A couple of weeks ago, Jonathan Majors was arrested for assault. I think the two charges were assault and strangulation. I think those are the two charges, at any rate. His lawyer, Jonathan Majors' lawyer, immediately claimed that they had clear video evidence, testimony, all that kind of stuff that disproved it, and that his lawyer, she was going to immediately take this evidence to the DA and get this all taken care of. Well, that was weeks ago, and the charges still stand. Now what happened? What didn't happen is something I don't know. I was not there. So I have no insight. I have no definitive opinion. And I think it's the height of foolishness to develop hard, solid opinions when you have 5% of the information. And that is what I have. So Jonathan Majors' guilt or innocence in this, I have no idea because that's not my job. All I can do is look at what is actually happening and give some thoughts on what is happening. And what is happening right now is, unfortunately, it looks like Jonathan Majors has now been dropped by both his management company and his PR company, have both dropped him now. And apparently he was on the list. I do not follow fashion, so I don't usually care, but the Met Gala apparently is coming up and they have rescinded his invitation. He's no longer going to be at that either. Now, does this, I want to be very clear about this. Does this mean that Jonathan Majors is guilty? No, it doesn't mean that. Does it mean he's not guilty? No, it doesn't mean none of this is a commentary on his guilt or not. However, it is interesting because you would think if he was in possession of what his lawyer said, they have this video evidence, and I hope they do. I hope they have this video that his lawyer said clearly shows that he is completely not guilty of anything. Who was the Dallas Cowboy wide receiver? Was it Michael Irvin? Mm-hmm. Who was in some trouble recently? Oh, yeah,
I saw that.
And that they had a video, and what did they do? He says, hey, everybody, here's my video. And they put it out to the world and showed everybody in the world. Here's the video.
Oh, man.
Right? Jonathan Majors' team has not done that. And you would think that his management company, that they would have had a chance, or they would have brought his management company or his PR company or whatever to look at this overwhelming evidence that shows, look, this is going to blow over because clearly he didn't do anything. Let's move on. And again, I am not drawing any conclusions. I'm just saying it's sad and unfortunate that apparently that didn't happen. And his own management company and PR firm have dropped him. Now, look, again, we were not in the room with Jonathan Majors and his management company. We were not in the room with Jonathan Majors and his PR representatives. We weren't there. So we don't know the exact whys or the exact hows or the exact straws that broke the proverbial camel's back. We don't know any of it. All we know is that his management company's dropped him and his PR company's dropped him. And I really hope that if Majors' lawyer is sitting on all this blockbuster, clear as day, 100% proof positive, like she claims she did, that shows that Jonathan Majors did nothing wrong, I don't know what she's waiting for. And I don't know why, if they did bring this to the DA, why these charges weren't dropped. Because as film fans, and again, I understand there are more important issues at play here, but we are a movie show, so we are going to talk about the implications on the movies that we see. I'm sure a lot of other places will talk about the other ramifications, and rightfully so. But Disney has a problem. Problem number one is that, like Ezra Miller's situation with The Flash, Jonathan Majors has already shot all of his stuff for Loki season 2. It's already shot. It's done. It's in the can. So that's coming out. And I don't think they're going to drop $100 million to go in and reshoot. Let's say things go south, and we're not saying that they will go south for Jonathan Majors. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if things go south for Jonathan Majors and, a court date gets set and he goes on trial and maybe gets, I mean, I don't know. But then Disney's in a very tough spot. They might just straight up cancel Loki season 2. Because if he is a major player in it, and if you stuck around and saw the post-credit scenes for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it looks like he's going to be in a lot of this series. It looks like he is a central player in that series. You can't just reshoot the whole show. I don't know that Disney's going to drop another $100 million to reshoot the stuff they need to reshoot. They might just pull the plug on it. And then for the movie part, what do you do about Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars? I'm assuming Kang will be a part of Secret Wars. Maybe not, but do you recast the role? Do you not? I mean, again, I just think it's an unfortunate situation to see that his management company and stuff is parting ways with him when you would think that they have a little bit more of an inside perspective on what's going on. You would think as his management and his PR representation that he has revealed to them more than we in the general public know, and yet they have decided to part ways with him. Again, none of this means he did anything. Let's be very, very, very clear about that. Let's not comment on the stuff we don't know. Let's just comment on what we do know. And this isn't a good look right now. So I hope this gets all worked out. I hope that the lawyer is able to come forward with all the stuff that she claims to have. But as of right now, the dropping, I mean, first of all, we had the U.S. military ad campaign that got pulled. Then the Met Gala thing pulled. His management company's pulled. His PR company has been pulled. They probably know more than we do right now. It's just becoming messy. Chris, you're seeing all this. We now see his teams are separating themselves from him. Is this just them maybe being proactive and trying to be cautionary to protect themselves in case things go south? Do you think maybe they've gotten more of an inside look at the situation than the rest of us in the public have? Does it mean anything? Does it not? How quickly can this get resolved? I don't know. And then what ultimately does Marvel even do? Yeah. Again, focusing on the movies and the entertainment part of it, how do you see this?
I mean, it's a very messy situation. And to echo what you said too, obviously, we have not seen these texts. We have not seen these interviews. We have not talked to anyone. We weren't there and we don't know what's going on or what happened. So none of us can talk about that. And I highly encourage all of you to just stay on top of this story and actually, read up on things. Don't just listen to what people are posting on the internet or things like that when it comes to the actual facts of this case later on. The court of public opinion is always going to say different things. Make sure you always go back to data, and hopefully we'll do our best to actually, talk about that when those things come to light, if it pertains to our show, right? When it comes to this situation, it feels like they are trying to take evasive action against all of these things, right? And really, really make sure that, Disney brand, management companies, brands, all these other companies, their reputations aren't tarnished along with this. It is a bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation though, right? Because we don't know if he is guilty or not of these things, truly, until, that day in court. But it seems very, very interesting. I talked about how with Warner Brothers, I was very frustrated that no action was being taken for years.
Yeah, with
no
the Ezra
action
Miller
whatsoever.
situation.
And in this situation, right, we have immediate action taken. And I know that's going to lead to a lot of commentary too about why did this happen with one company or not the other? Why did this happen with one actor and not another performer? That's going to be part of this conversation too. What's really, really tricky here ultimately when we're looking at it just from the Kang standpoint is really, how much is Jonathan Majors in this series? Is it something like, All the Money in the World or the Army of Darkness, where, Tig Notaro replaced Chris D'Elia, or, we replaced Kevin Spacey.
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead, thank you. Not Army of Darkness, Army of the Dead. Is it something where you can do those reshoots in a affordable way, something that still looks good, makes sense for the narrative? Or is he intrinsically tied to every moment of that show and you have to release it? You have something like the Flash coming out that has Ezra Miller in it that's being released because that shoot option is not ideal for them. You can't reshoot that entire film. Is that the same thing here with Jonathan Majors? There's a lot of things to really, really look into here. And it's just all incredibly awkward, for lack of a better explanation here. No one's going to win in this. No one's going to win. The people involved in the shows aren't. Jonathan Majors, regardless of, what happened with him, is not going to win in this. It's just a really bad situation overall for everyone. And I'm I'm hoping we get more information so I can say something a little bit more concrete and helpful.
Yeah,
and
because right now that's
insightful.
the thing, right? We're dealing with a big lack. Look, I
Yeah.
will say this definitively. It's what I hope. I can tell you what I hope. I hope that he didn't do anything.
I hope no
and
one's
I
hurt.
hope they're able to get that all cleared up really damn
Yeah.
quick so he can just get back to his what was a really hot career. And we as audiences can just get back to really enjoying him doing what he does best on screen. And I hope that if that's the case, that that's all able to be brought to conclusion very effectively, efficiently, and quickly. And if not, well, we'll see where things go on this. Guys, question is for you. The latest turn in the Jonathan Majors situation is that his management company and PR company, according to reports here in the major trades, have dropped him. Is this reflective of things they may know that we don't? Maybe it's not reflective of anything at all. We as an audience should probably always just keep an open mind, understanding that we probably don't have all the information. But it is a pretty unfortunate, sad turn of events here. Anyway, what do you think is ultimately going to happen here, guys? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. Think about it. The person you were 5 years ago is not the exact person that you are today. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way that we do until we talk things through. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. And guys, striving for better mental health is something we should all aspire to. I've talked about this before, but when somebody goes to the gym, we applaud them for getting out there to improve their physical health. Well, it's about time that we start looking at mental health the same way, not just by encouraging the people around us to look into therapy, but by also taking the step to take care of our own mental health as well. So listen, if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a short questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea.